Long ago, high in the Andes Mountains, the Inca people built a great empire without the use of written words as we know them. Instead, they told their stories through something called Quipu, a system of knotted strings, and through symbols carved in stone. These were not just simple records. They held the history, myths, and wisdom of an entire civilization. Today, we will journey into the past to uncover the secrets of these ancient storytellers and the tales they left behind. The Quipu was a mysterious and beautiful way of keeping memories alive. Made of colorful strings, each knot and twist held meaning. The position of the knots, their size, and even the colors of the cords told stories of battles, harvests, and the gods themselves. The keepers of the Quipu were special men called Quipu. They were trained from childhood to read and create these knotted messages. To the untrained eye, a Quipu looked like nothing more than a tangle of strings. But to the Quipu, it was a library of knowledge passed down through generations. One of the most famous stories told through the Quipu is the legend of Viracocha, the great creator god. According to the knots, Viracocha rose from the waters of Lake Titicaca and brought light to the world. He shaped the mountains with his hands and breathed life into the first humans. The Quipu recorded his journey across the land, teaching people how to live in harmony with nature. When he left, he promised to return in times of great need. The Inca people waited for him, reading the knots to remember his words. But the Quipu was not the only way the Inca told their stories. High in the sacred city of Machu Picchu and other temples, symbols were carved into stone. These carvings showed gods, animals, and the movements of the stars. One such carving tells the tale of Inti, the sun god. The Inca believed Inti was their father, and his light gave them strength. The stone symbols show him riding across the sky in a golden chariot, chased by a giant serpent. This serpent was the darkness, always trying to swallow the sun. But every morning, Inti escaped, bringing a new day. Another story carved in stone is that of Pachamama, the Earth Mother. The Inca saw her in the fields, the rivers, and the stones. She provided food and shelter, but she could also be fierce. When people forgot to honor her, she would shake the earth in anger. The carvings show farmers offering her the first fruits of their harvest, begging for her kindness. To this day, many people in the Andes still leave offerings for Pachamama, keeping the old traditions alive. The Quipu and carvings also held the secrets of the Inca king. One story tells of Pachacuti, the great ruler who expanded the empire. The knots describe how he had a vision from the gods, telling him to unite the tribes. With their guidance, he built mighty cities and roads that stretched across the mountains. The stone symbols show him wearing the mascapaicha, the royal crown, and holding a golden staff. His people believed he could speak to the gods, and his words were recorded in the Quipu for future kings to follow. But not all stories were of gods and kings. Some Quipu told everyday tales of love, loss, and adventure. One such story is about a young shepherd who found a hidden valley filled with gold. The knots describe his journey, the dangers he faced, and how he shared his treasure with his village. The elders kept this Quipu as a reminder that bravery and generosity were rewarded. When the Spanish arrived, they did not understand the Quipu. They thought it was just a tool for counting. Many were destroyed, and with them, countless stories were lost. The carved stones were often broken or buried. But some Quipu hid their knotted records, and some stones were forgotten high in the mountains. Today, scholars are slowly learning to read them again, piecing together the lost tales of the Inca. The Quipu and carvings were more than just records. They were the heartbeat of a civilization. Through them, the Inca spoke to the future, hoping their stories would not be forgotten. And now, as we uncover their secrets, we keep their voices alive. The knots and stones still whisper of gods and heroes, of love and war, of a people who found a way to speak without words. So the next time you see a tangled string or an old carving, remember, it might hold a story waiting to be told. The Inca knew that stories are the threads that bind us across time. And though their empire is gone, their tales remain, carved in stone and woven in knots, waiting for those who will listen.